Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for some Gallagher Premiership action, a semi-final between the Sale Sharks and the Leicester Tigers. Now we know who is going to be up against them in the final. It will be Saracens, a side who have done very well throughout this Gallagher Premiership season. But these two sides, the Sale Sharks and the Leicester Tigers, still a lot to play for as we get closer to that final. Looking through, first of all, at the side for Sale Sharks will be McIntyre, Van der Merwe, and also Sconnett in the front row. Then alongside them in the locking duo will be Duprea, I should say, and also Johnny Hill, Tom Curry, Ben Curry, and Jono Ross as a loose forward trio. Gus Waugh and George Ford. It's the 9-10 combo. Aaron Reid out on the left wing, Manu Tuolangi and Robert Duprea in the midfield. Then Tom Roebuck out on the right, and Joe Carpenter there at number 15. Then for the Leicester Tigers, it is Tom West, Julio Montoya, and Dan Cole. George Martin and Cameron Henderson is at number 5. Handro Leibenberg, Reffel, and Jasper Visa at number 8. Ben Youngs and Honre Pollard. So quite a few South Africans actually playing in this game throughout both teams, which will be exciting. Harry Potter out on the left wing, the magician. Dan Kelly and Matt Scott in the midfield. Anthony Watson out on the right, and Freddie Stewart coming in at number 15. But this game is just around the corner. Currently in New Zealand, it is supposed to be on, but they are showing a man in a very tight swimsuit who's just finished some rowing. So I don't think that's the right person, just at a small guess. I think the players, they will be getting very close to making their way out onto the park for this exciting matchup. Yeah, do let me know who you guys think will be able to get themselves the victory. To be honest, when I saw the odds of how much more in the favor, it started. Okay, they've just cut to it 30 seconds into the game. They realized that the man who was doing the interview about his rowing was not supposed to be on the tally, but now the Sale Sharks in possession. Manu Tuolangi going out to the left-hand side, and straight away the opportunity for Reid inside of the 22. Feels weird that we missed the first 30 seconds, but we will continue. Couldn't do too much about it, I guess. Knock on from George Ford, making the early mistake. Giving the ball back now to the Leicester Tigers, who will kick this one down the middle of the park, looking for the touchline, and the ball does just stay in the field of play. Harry Potter makes the tackle there. And come on, Sale, says Finley, and Tom and Ben Curry. Sale for the wins, says Nate there. Yeah, Sale came in as favourites, I saw. Though Leicester is 2.90 underdogs seem quite rough on them. Definitely with the amount of English players they have got there. But then I guess England and the Six Nations didn't go too well, did they? So that could be maybe why. So they are going to be rolling this ball back for Gus Waugh. The ball high now. Nicely taken by Freddie Stewart. Low, and Sale as well. Says coming. Okay, so everyone's back in Sale by the looks of it to be able to go on and get themselves the victory. And then it would be a 1 versus 2 final for the Gallagher Premiership. That one's kicked in behind again from the Leicester Tigers. Now Sale Sharks return fire with a big boot of their own. So it will be a bit of a territory battle early on, just because both sides trying to feel out the opposition. That's a great take there from Carpenter. Now Waugh use a couple of his forwards. The thing is, for both of these sides, if you're going to pass the ball off to the side, you're more than likely going to find a South African. Definitely when you are the Sale Sharks, whether that is going to be Duprea, Van der Merwe, few options. But Waugh going to put the ball up high again. Box kicking behind. Nicely taken by Freddie Stewart. Tries to hit the line hard. Been a Sale fan for ages, says Finley there. That is going to be the penalty going the way of Leicester Tigers. So what is it about Sale that attracted you to them, Finley? Was it a certain player or whereabouts they're from, or what was it that made you start liking them? Do let me know. Now Carpenter going to kick this ball for the touchline. Jimmy Goffer. Hang on. If Jimmy's in the starting lineup, what happened to Honre? Honre Pollard must not be playing in this contest. Instead, Jimmy Goffer. Tell you what, that's a name from the past for us Kiwis. How long ago was he in Super Rugby? Probably a good decade almost. The last time we saw him in action here. Now, line out throw for the Leicester Tigers. William Montoya does get it right. Ben Youngs passes across Inside centre, Kelly hits it up. Short ball there for the Leicester Tigers. Moving now to only 15 metres out. Hear that, Jimmy? Says Nate. Yeah, I'm surprised to see him out there. Oh, a big run from Anthony Watson, carving up the middle now for the Leicester Tigers, sitting 10 metres out from the line. It's going to be slapped down. Low tackle made nicely by Wah. Both of these sides, they do have very strong defences from what I've seen throughout this Gallagher Premiership. Sale fan 10 months, says Carmen there. And it's my local team, says Finley. Oh, okay. Have you got a favourite player on the Sale team, Finley? Nice spin from Julio Montoya, trying to get that turnover was Curry. Doesn't work out for him. Now trying to kick that one in behind. Ben Youngs, and the penalty goes back. Wayne Barnes says we will go back or not rolling or rolling away, I should say. So this is an easy 3 points if the Leicester Tigers want it. And it looks like Julio Montoya does say we will take the 3. Thank you. Kerr is here. Welcome in, Kerr. The boys are back in town. I feel like me, you, and Nate at the moment, we got some kind of, I was about to say threesome going on, but I don't know whether that's the right way of wording it. We've got some sort of like kind of broangular triangle, you know what I'm saying? Also still running around old mate, Kane's boy, Jimmy Goff. Yeah, he's, in fact, we're going to Google when was the last time Jimmy Goff played Super Rugby? Because he's been around for ages. Well, you got the cat going, or is that a dog? Or is it a coyote? How's it going? It's going good. I had to zoom in on that to be able to see his little thing. It kind of looks like, is it a coyote or is it a fox? No, it's a dog, isn't it? That's missed Jimmy Goff, if some people might be calling. No, we can't say that. It's a bit rough. Right, Jimmy Goff, if I spelt badly. My signal is dire today. Keep getting lag, says Kerr. My internet's been shocking. I know we're in different parts of the world, but I reset my modem 4 times before the last live stream, and it still lagged a little bit. Okay, so he was at the Wasps between 2015 2022. Played for the Blues in 2009, but he played for the Hurricanes in 2008 was the last time we saw him there. So it's been a wee while. Nice run there from Jasper Visa. Drive forward. And Jimmy, a surf ahead in Spain somewhere, says Nate. It's me, James. Says Carmen in there. All quick hands. Is that a deliberate knockdown? Maybe not. Liebenberg now taken down 40 metres out from the line. So if we have got a Kerr, even if he's on 1 bar of signal, who is he picking for this matchup? Sale Sharks or Leicester Tigers, mate? Do let us know if you can hear me. Now Ben Youngs rolls this ball back for the Leicester Tigers. It's a train of 3 players. Giving him plenty of space to be able to get that ball high. Nicely taken there just outside of the 22. I think he was trying to call for a mark there, Joe Carpenter, but the referee says, no, you were about 25 metres out from your own line. Now, off to the side here, Sale Sharks, just a couple more phases. Penalty goes the way of Leicester. Now they've got the decision to make. Goff did miss the last kick. So is it worth going for it again, or do you just kick it for the corner? Say thanks very much for coming. Okay, Julio Montoya is getting told off. Referee's saying, if you're going to shout at me, saying holding on, you can bugger off. It's pretty much the words that Wayne Barnes would have used. I think he is one of the World Cup officials as well, Wayne Barnes. A lot of the referees have been confirmed. Of course, they might have a couple up their sleeve just in case there are injuries or anything along those lines. Should have an interesting refereeing panel, I guess you could say, heading into the next World Cup. Jasper Visa, the big South African, huge run forward. He is actually in a bit of competition at the moment for that loose forward trio for the South Africans. Right, Jimmy Goff smacks that one hard. That time he's got it over. And that will make the score now 3-0 for the Leicester Tigers. They're on the board, though. It's a very good start to the match. Sale now under a little bit of pressure. They are 3-0 down. I'm going to check to see if the odds are still the same, because I know that they came in as $2.90 underdogs. They are now $2.15 underdogs. So they might have underestimated how, I guess, maybe how good the Leicester Tigers could have been in this contest. They are just outside of their own 22. Will be Ben Youngs now to put the kick up high. So, Nate, I'll ask you, picking for the men's and the women's final, do you think New Zealand can go both of them victorious, or do you think Argentina or USA will have a decent crack in those upcoming contests? I'm a bit nervous for the final, I'll be honest. Every time I think about it, I think of what Argentina have been able to do in the past and how quickly they can turn a game around. Kiwis, they've got a lot of experience, so that should help them. But yeah, she might be a good one. Anthony Watson now taking it nicely. Where was he before he transferred to the Leicester Tigers? I think he was at Bath, wasn't he? When I think of clocking a singer. Looks like Ben Young's going to once again be passing off to Dan Cole. Now Ben Young's rolling it back. Another box kick is just around the corner here for the Tigers. Game being played at a relatively slow pace at the moment while both sides just feel each other out. That's going to be a great take, but it's another penalty to the Leicester Tigers. At the moment, it's just repeated infringements from the Sale Sharks, letting them down. They haven't really had much possession in the first 10 minutes due to the 3 or 4 penalties against them. It was against Curry. Right. What is the plan here, I believe? The All Black Sevens have won the series. They just have to win the last game. Or they just had to win the last game, says Novmum. So you're thinking double for the Kiwis, Novmum? Thinking both men and women will be able to get it done? I think the ladies, I'd be very shocked if they lost, but then saying that they did lose to the USA once in the past, didn't they, in the last 6 months or so? Or are they? No, they might actually still be on that massive winning streak. Argentina boys for the win. Our NZ girl footy wins, says Nate there. I'd accept that. I mean, 1-1. We'll take it. Jimmy Goffith now, lining up another kick. Kicks it hard and it's gone down the middle. 6 points to 3 now for the Leicester Tigers. So just mounting up those few extra points in a row here. That will make them very happy indeed. Chris Ashton on the sideline. Honre Pollard. They've got a lot of fly half options. So I'm wondering how Goffith ended up as the number one choice, because Pollard was supposed to be in the starting side, but I saw him before and he had a microphone in his ear. Or not in his ear. You'd hear your own ear if you had a microphone inside it, but he had a microphone on and then he had a headpiece in his ear. Earpiece in his ear. That's what they're called. Ben Youngs. I kick this one high again. And for this one to come down, great attacking run there from Carpenter. Back across to the left-hand side. Here comes Curry again. Now Wah. On across to Manu Tuolangi. And I have to say, it is great to see that man in action without an injury. And it sounds like a joke at this stage, and it kind of is, because he does get injured every second week. Good shot on Curry there. Ball available out the back, and I believe that's going to be another Leicester Tigers penalty. That's about 4 on the trot now. You can't really afford to allow a side to do this at the moment. The Sharks are going to have to find an answer in that breakdown. 12 minutes gone, 4 or so penalties against them. Jasper Fess and Tommy Reffel were just in there lightning quick. New Zealand won the last final, RG boys, and they'll be fired up. Says Blues Nate. That's the thing, Argentina, beating Great Britain 50-0 was huge. I don't think anyone saw that game being as one-sided as it was, because I think that was the most one-sided. Oh, that ball's gone over the top. Someone's going to have to go get that now. Yeah, I think that's probably the most one-sided game I've had, and to lose men or women. Though the woman normally has some pretty one-sided affairs, depending on who it is, in terms of those big sides up against a smaller side. Already 13 minutes into this game, and it's absolutely flying by. Julian Montoya throws the ball in nicely, taking it the front of the Leicester Tigers. Now Jasper Fesa goes across to Ben Youngs. Oh, taking his ankles out from underneath him there. Now Youngs passes to Tuolangi. This ain't England now, but they'll be back across. Cleans it up. And have a lot of space to work with. It gets back up to his feet, made a couple extra post-contact meters, just getting kicked around now. I think that was Tom West, just booting him around like he's a football. Now Curry with the nice offload to Aka van der Merwe. You know, he's going to give you a good run or two. Sorry, I had to go for a minute. How's the game? It's been fast-paced at the moment, although At the moment, the Sharks have struggled a little bit in terms of getting those penalties against them. They have had about 4 in a row that they have conceded. Nice attack and run here now from the Sale Sharks. Moving up to the halfway line. Bad, says Carmen. Now short ball. McIntyre. There's a couple extra inches. Argentina always fired up against GB with all the Falklands hatred. Oh, I thought there was an argy-bargy, but it was just a breakdown. It looked like there was going to be like 5 players boxing. Wait, no, it is. It is a scrap. The ball's out to the side. I got confused there. Wayne Barnes has told everyone to go away. Yeah, that's going to do it, Wayne. I don't know what happened there. I thought it was a breakdown when I looked away, and then I realized, hang on, no, everyone has actually collapsed on top of each other. Which kind of sounds romantic in a way, but it wasn't. It was very aggressive. Drew that care. Says Nate. I still remember I had a lot of, it was almost not the most comments against me that we've had on a live stream, but I remember for an Olympic live stream back in the day, there was Great Britain and there was Ireland playing up against each other. And a lot of people got angry at me because they only listened to half of the sentence that I said. My comment was, I said about Ireland, I said that they were lucky they weren't a part of Great Britain. They heard that part and got livid. But the part that they didn't listen to was because Great Britain was separated as England, Scotland, etc. So they hadn't played together as long. So Ireland had been together for a lot longer in the 7 setup, so they had more chemistry. What they heard was that first part, and I had a whole heap of angry people saying, how dare you say that Ireland did something back in the day. I got like a whole history lesson from it. So that was fun. I also get show game white boy quite a bit in my Fijian supporter comments, which is fun. Penalties conceded 5 against Sale Sharks at the moment compared to the 1 of the Leicester Tigers. Oops, says Robert. But yeah, they all got very angry at me. So Tuolangi and Watson, they were they were not having a fight. They were just having a bit of a cuddle, really. Now Wah going across the side. Manu Tuolangi runs it hard at the line now for Sale Sharks. Off to the left-hand side, Akafinda Merva. Nice pop pass up. This is he's dropped it. Both of the players have dropped it. I think that was both wings, both Reed and Roebuck, putting the ball down in almost symmetry in that scenario. 15 minutes in at the moment. I think this is a very strategic play from ourselves because this is going to make the gap between that last match of the 7s and the next game of the 7s. It's going to make it close extremely quickly. Like it's kicking off in only an hour's time or so. And it doesn't feel like it should already be an hour from the women's final. Oh, it actually got dislodged. It was a bit unlucky. You need a Gareth in there with you, says Flesh in there. Yeah, that might have been when we met. No, it wasn't when we met Gareth. I hope you are doing well, Fleshin. I feel like this live stream, we haven't done a lot of premiership, so it's just kind of the lads all having a catch up. Be sure to tell your, or my as well, I guess, WWWRFU mates. Come have a chatter. We're talking about countries and who hates each other at the moment. Ben Youngs puts the ball in. Oh, front row's gone down like a sack of spuds. He's right on his head. He's doing a headstand, and Sale Sharks get themselves the penalty. McIntyre was eating the dirt. That was not ideal, but luckily for him, the reason he was eating the dirt was because Dan Cole's leg went straight out from underneath him. That man looked very angry. I think that was the coach of the Leicester Tigers, furious with that one. But the two sides that I am very impressed with in their tackling, and I'm not just saying it because I've got a friend who does go for them, Glasgow and Leicester. They both have phenomenal tackling percentages. I believe Leicester's the highest in the Gallagher Premiership, and Glasgow, are they the... Oh, that's a rolling ball and a half. Just short. Oh, was it double movement, though? And did he knock it on Akafinda Merva? He doesn't look happy. He looks like he thinks that he's dropped that ball. Yeah, Glasgow, do they have a tackling stat thingy on the URC website? We're going to have a look. See if they've got like a team stat center. And yeah, all good. Enjoying the spring sunshine, having a void in Cranberry listening to this. And come on, Leicester. Says Sebastian there. Leicester's your second side, isn't it, Seb? I think. Heck, must have missed that episode. In Glasgow, highest worldwide. Highest worldwide, don't fact check it. Okay. I will close that URC tab. Now gone. Good knowledge, Hamish. Says big unit. But Akafinda Merva, I believe because he's before the line, then he's tried to push his way over. I think he's given away the penalty rather than just having it as a small knock on the ground. Knock on before the line. And Cole got a little bit, I don't know if that was a smile or a grimace. With that man, it's hard to tell. I think it was a bit of both. Looks like there's about 2 players down at the moment too. Who's that? Oh no, it's one of the bench people. He's all right. He's just stretching. Right, this will be a big scrum on this near side. McIntyre versus Cole. A matchup from NXT only a couple years ago. And at Fundamerva, our collar is not straight. Says no mum. And vodka not void. I don't have a second side. I go for the team I feel is most capable of taking down the Saris. That is Leicester. I remember that game between Leicester and Saracens. You might have to correct me if I'm wrong. I remember the game, not when it took place. But it was about 73 minutes through the game and no one had scored a try. And then Leicester, I think, got the last minute try to win that game 16 points to 15. Is that correct? Or am I just making stuff up? I'm probably making it up. I might have to Google that rather than the top tackling stats of the world. Gallagher Premiership 2022, I think it would have been in. Maybe. Oh no, I'm going to have to do a lot of scrolling. I'll leave that scrolling while we're watching the game. 6-0 at the moment for the Leicester Tigers. Those Sale Sharks back in possession. Nice pass on the outside there. Big shot coming in for the Sale Sharks. That was against the Quins, mate, was it? Whoops. That's not ideal. Did they also do it against Saracens? You know, just I can't actually see last year's Premiership. Surely. Here we go. Oh, it's on Wikipedia. But we got to believe it. Also, Scottish people support 2 teams, Scotland and the team playing England. England's quite a tough one when it comes to like who supports them, because I swear only England support England. Nice try. That was in the corner. And that is going to be Roebuck who gets himself the try for the Sale Sharks. That will give them 5 points on the board. But yeah, I've never, like, New Zealand seem to support the team that are fighting, well, not fighting, well, they could be fighting, but team that are versing England. Australia the same. Ireland's the same. Scotland the same. Wales, do Wales like England? Flesh, and you'll know this. I don't think you guys like them very much, do you? It's a bit of a, I was going to say love-hate, but it's more just a hate relationship. Come on, Sale, says Finley. And I was like, yep, same as America. Nobody else likes them. Yeah. And it's interesting how it works, isn't it? Because the likes of New Zealand and Australia, we're supposed to not like each other, but I don't think everyone got the memo. Because, like, when we play each other in sport, everyone's like, oh, I hate the Aussies. And then they're like, oh, don't like them. By the way, I'm going to Melbourne in a week. That's what they'll say. I'm not actually not going to Melbourne. If I was, I'd go to Uber Eats, or I'd get Uber Eats every day. But, yeah, they end up saying, oh, I don't like Australia. Australia sucks. I'm going to Sydney. I'm going to Perth. Love-hate relationship without the love, says Sebastian. Exactly right. And Dewey says, okay. Well, that answers that about the Welsh and the English then, doesn't it? No, France don't like England. Italy? Do Italians like the English? I'm going to Google it. Do Italians like the English? Extend the same favor to each other. What does that mean? Extend the same favor. I like, yes, I do generally. Okay, so Italians like the English. You heard it here first. Yes, they do, says Fleshin. There you go. So at least I've got one friend in the Six Nations. Spaghetti and meatballs go well. Cheers, Nate. It's going to be nicely stolen by Sale Sharks on the halfway line. They are actually in the lead now with that kick going over. 7 points to 6. Morning, Kiwi lads. Still up? We certainly are. We have got another 2 hours remaining of our marathon of weekend of live streams. We managed to sleep for 5 hours today, though, so we slept for a bit. I'll end up going to sleep at a random hour today, but then I'm still hoping to be up so that I can take my mum out for lunch, seeing as Mother's Day was today and I was sleeping during the time that it was lunch. So I think I'm going to go to her work and then pick her up. Not literally, like in the car. It's now going to be a quick throw taken by Sale Sharks. Goes high. I couldn't tell what that man on the commentary was saying for a second there, but I've worked it out now. Also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off a thingy on my microphone. And hopefully it works. Pretty much what I've done is I've turned off auto adjust, because I notice sometimes when I talk quieter and then I talk loud, it cuts me off. So do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm talking down here and then I'm like loud over here and whatnot, and then it's just quiet again. Does that sound better than it did just before? Come on, Sale, says Finley a bit earlier on. Out of the other Six Nations teams, Italy are most likely to have a soft spot for England, says Sebastian. Yeah. And then other than that, it just seems to be like, yeah, not ideal in that scenario. But I guess they still play in the comp, which is good. Probably because Italy, the only country, or the country England least behaves like their own. There you go. I feel like anyone who's English watching this is either sitting here going, why do these people all hate us? He's got people all around the world, a Romanian, a Scotsman, an Australian, a Kiwi, a Welshman, and no one likes us. We need an Italian. Is anyone Italian by any chance? Ciao. That's Italian, isn't it? I don't know if that's hello or thank you. I think it might be both. That's bye as well, I think. Maybe. Only 24 minutes in. Warren Sprague. That's a great name. The Italians even gave the English I suck at this word. Dalaglio. And that's not even a Welsh word, is it, Fleshin? Is it? Oh, no. Penalty goes the way of Sale. Ben Youngs understands why he gives Swain Barnes a thumbs up and says, yep, completely understandable. Already 25 minutes through. Deliberate knock on from Ben Youngs there. Aka van der Merwe tried to go to the front and, yeah, did hit the hands of Ben Youngs, stopping it from going back and forth. So now Sale Sharks able to kick this one downfield. Lawrence says, Fleshin. Oh, I forgot about this. This is how long it's been since I watched a premiership game. They have like the spotlight thingy that they put on the players, show where they are. And they like zoom in on all of them and show little arrows and whatnot. Me and George, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, we play Rugby 22 today. The reason I bring that up is because it's got no premiership rugby licensed, but we were going to play La Rochelle versus Leinster. I don't know if that's a spoiler. It kind of is, but it isn't. But we played that game on Rugby 22. Man, that game is not good for playing as two people. Like, you can't be on the same team. We were opposite sides, and it was just a glitchy mess. We went to Rugby Challenge in the end, so be sure to keep an eye out for that video next week. George is editing that one, so it's bound to have some swearing. And a true story, my ex-wife is English, moved to Scotland after around 8 months. Said randomly one day, I totally understand why Scottish people wouldn't like the English. She actually voted for independence as well, says Kerr. So what is it about England that people don't like? We don't care for the French here, and that's in the USA, I believe, for Robert. Like, is it their attitude, or is it like just them in general? My dad's going to a golf tournament with an Englishman. I think he thinks he's all right. Maybe. Should I Google why people hate the English? That would be a good idea for half time, perhaps, while we also look at hippo facts. 27 minutes in, though, to this contest. 7 points to 6. It's a close final. I feel like that's what people want to see. A semi-final that's close. Like one of these sides definitely going to have to step up in the next game up against Saracens. Ben Young's about to put the ball in now. A lot of movement there at scrum time, but it's a big push from Leicester Tigers. That's got to be their advantage, doesn't it? No, Wayne Barnes just looks at it and goes, yeah, it's all right. Now it's a big run from Harry Potter. Can he do something magical? I use that every time, but I bloody love doing it. Now back across. Nicely taken there. Off to the left-hand side. Good step there from 39-year-old Ben Youngs. Too much exaggerated about themselves. Sorry, Mum. Says Bottomink. The attitude. Says Robert there. Speaking of Harry Potter, there was a picture of me dressed as him at one point in a live stream, wasn't there, Seth? Can't remember where we put that one, but yeah, we had an image of me dressed as Harry Potter for Halloween. That was actually what I was dressed as the day my ex-girlfriend did the naughty with the other bloke. That's going to be the penalty in favour of the Sale Sharks. So I think if anything is to be learnt from that, like there's a lesson somewhere in there about being a wizard and whatnot. You know, Harry Potter, they're still making things with Harry Potter, aren't they? I feel like I didn't tell you the lesson. I'll look it up, says Seb. I couldn't think of a lesson. What's the lesson? Getting cheated on in a Harry Potter costume. Or like while wearing a Harry Potter costume. That looks like Curry. Did he hurt himself? Yes, he did. It was actually the knee. Is that Tom or is that Ben? Because they're bloody identical twins and you can't tell. Trying to look at his number. I think that's a 7. So that will be Ben Curry. My ex-wife said it was the self-interest and arrogance that she never noticed until she left the country. Everything about us, or everything about the English, they are the best, simply untrue and deluded in her words, says Kerr there. To be fair, the guy that Dad plays golf with does talk a lot about stuff and things that he's done well. So maybe it's just, do you think they know they're doing it? Or do you think it's just the way of life? Looks like he's still injured, though. I think they might actually have to get a stretcher on the field here, unfortunately, for Ben Curry. Tom Curry just looking at him going, you all right, mate? He's probably feeling it too. Identical twins sometimes have that thing, how they're like in sync, aren't they? Nerve Curry going off and says a Philbo the robot. Yeah, they are going to get him the stretcher out. I don't know whether or not they have got their cart. 2 men might have to carry him off. They might actually have to get his brother to carry him because he might be quite heavy, unfortunately. A bit of a stoppage here at 28 minutes through the contest. I'm just talking about Ben Curry getting helped off the field. I live in the middle of England. I have to say, there are worse people, says Fleshin. Those we have got there dressed as Harry Potter. If their magic wand could magically spawn Charlize Theron. George loves her. George has a thing at the moment for older women. Like, he goes through phases, and now he was talking to me about, he won't mind me saying this because he's probably said it on the live stream as well. And he was talking to me while we were driving, and he was like, you know, mums are just like, I don't know what it is about a mother, but they're just so much better. He said they're experienced. But yeah, he's got a thing for the older ladies at the moment, old George. Robot, great player, should be on the England squad. That's the thing. England have got some big decisions to make heading into this World Cup in terms of who they select. They are going to be in a group with Argentina, which should be an interesting clash when those two do go head-to-head. But yeah, a lot of sides actually, like Wales are a little bit the same. They are going to be taking him off the field now for Curry. Geez, you wouldn't want a slippery hand. Like, if I get sweaty palms, if I was carrying a player on a stretcher and you felt it slipping, like, what do? Do you tell the others and be like, hey, guys, I think I'm about to accidentally slip? Like, you can switch hands, but then if that slips as well, then, you know, he goes down and then you kind of, you know, you're in a bad way. It's like the coach of the Sale Sharks is going over to check on Ben Curry here. He's getting taken off the field. But I would say from the way that he's being carded and everything along those lines, he's probably not going to be making his way to the World Cup. I found it and reposted it. It says, Seb, did you manage? There it is. That's that bloody sexy wizard. We'll put that up on the stream, for everyone who might have missed it. Now, I have to say, those glasses were near impossible to see in. So that is why there is heavy, heavy squinting involved. Oh, it says I've got 100 images. One moment, I've got to delete one. There we go. How have I still got 100 images if I just deleted an image? It's confusing me. Playing tricks. Unless maybe it doesn't count the ones that I was doing as images. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that bloody wizard. And also George with a milk mustache is an image now. Oh no, the voice is going. Come on. George with a milk mustache is an image now and forever in my mind. Oh wow. We're sounding deep as now. Like we swallowed a harmonica. That can't be happening. Come on, come back. Whoa. Ooh, I sound like R2-D2. Parents, we were watching Star Wars earlier on. How do you stop your voice from going away? Hi, says Amelia. Hello. That's all I'll say about George and mummies, says Kerr. I mean, if a mum would let him, not my mum, but if a mother of a child would let him, he probably would. That's a way forward for George, an older, experienced lady, says Fleshin. And sorry, George, she wants chocolate. And warm water boss, says Nate, although it seems like it's reforming now. George, really? Have a thing with older women? Experience, I guess, yeah. And so George wants to be a toy boy, pretty much. I think the best way of describing it, isn't it? Yes, Sale, says Carmen. Nah, the voice is good now. Just took that little patch to get it going. Fine. George he goes through phases with chocolate milk. You guys saw him with his Puhoi. That sounds dodgy, but that's the brand of chocolate milk that he drinks. It's quite a dark chocolate milk. But he's recently, wait a minute, I'm just putting some pictures together in my head. He's recently gone back to chocolate milk in one of those like cartons, like when he was younger. And he's got a things for mums. So I think he's kind of, is he going down some weird fetish path? Oh, George. I have to sit him down and just go, hey, mate, just what's going on? You know, you're drinking your juice boxes and whatnot. You're wearing bibs. What's happening? He's not at that stage yet. But if he is, I'll probably tell you guys. Bloody remote play is still being a pest. However, I do have an idea to do a Rebels career mode, says Amelia Kate. Another penalty goes the way of the Sale Sharks. Yeah, career modes are always a lot of fun. I never actually did a South African one on a Rugby Challenge 4 game, but maybe one day. Pretty sure that George practices himself first. Artificial dummy, ready for mature lady, says Bottom-Mech. All about the practice, isn't it? Hi, says Finley. Hello, Finley. I keep him well. That one's gone into touch. So MILF preparing a chalky milk will get the tiger going. Yes. Like he gets like this container of drinking chocolate as well, which is like powder. So if she was like doing that, well, that looks. Wait, I need to bring it up a little bit. If she was stirring a milk for him, he'd be sitting there going, he'd be ready to rumble. George needs to make his way up north. Plenty of older ladies that would eat him up, says Fleshin. I have to tell him that he'll book the first flight. Going forward now for the Sale Sharks. Off to the side and honey whiskey, warm water and a little bit of lemon juice if you have it. That's short. I think of those, I've got warm water and lemon juice. I don't know if we've got any whiskey hidden anywhere. No, I don't even. Do we have honey? I don't know if we have honey. With lemon juice and warm water, that would be a weird lemonade, wouldn't it? I was actually, for my food of choice / drink of choice for the live stream to try later on, I was actually looking at this pineapple and mango juice thing that I had. But I then looked at the expiration date and it was the second month of 2023. So it was quite sad. So instead, I put a cheesecake in the fridge, as you do. Now going forward, Sale Sharks with the rolling ball only a couple meters out. Now nice run round the side again. Luke Dupria with the crack. Tuolangi actually getting in there like he's a forward. They have a little chance. Currently, the Sale Sharks, they have managed to get themselves another advantage here as well. Half a meter. On his back. Wah. Going off to the side. A nice step from Carpenter. One more wide pass. A little bit of a slip there out wide, unfortunately, there for Sale. Leicester, their defence is pretty solid. Not letting them through. Tommy Reffel forcing them backwards. That's a counter ruck there. And I think that's another advantage. Sale, says Carmen. Tomorrow I finally get Hogwarts Legacy. I've got Gaming Marathon planned for Wednesday. Awesome stuff. Oh, okay, they're going back for the penalty. We'll have to keep an eye out for that one. A chocolate MILF recently gave birth, would satisfy George for sure with some chocolate milk, says Kerr. I feel like if I sent George a message saying if he wants a chocolate MILF, he wouldn't know what it was and he'd say, yep, too easy. And I go to win this game by 10 plus. And also maybe Cole Milo would get the Sharks going, says Carmen. Would you let George loose on his own in Blackpool, says Fleshen? And also Charlize loves her Springboks. George, have to play for the Bok? Maybe. I don't think he's got any South African blood in him, though, unfortunately. Although, if it helps, he does like South African women. So that might get him a little bit closer. I'm also getting the white PS4 controller tomorrow. I can't wait, says Amelia. Throwing the ball in again, 5 meters out from the line. Hey, howdy, hey, y'all. Says Scrum, let's welcome in. Hope you are doing well. Currently, the Sale Sharks sitting 7 points to 6 up. It's been a close one so far. Who is your mum's team again, Scrumless? Was she a Sale Sharks girl? No, she wasn't, was she? Oh, that's a big shot. Got sat down there, Cole. Only a couple meters out again. Yet to give away that next advantage here for the Leicester Tigers. Over the ball, Tommy Reffel wins the penalty for the Tigers. That is massive work there from him. And the crowd absolutely erupt for that one. Hey, Scrumless, hope you're well. And I'll say he'd return to New Zealand for the pies, pints, and chlamydia, says Sebastian. Also a good movie title. Might take a while to catch on. Our mum's team, Exeter Chiefs. They finish somewhere around the Harlequins. Here comes Scrumless, now preparing for a number semi-sponsored by Biltong, says Kerr. Right, they're looking for an incident here in the breakdown. I was like, yes, Exeter. And if he was like, oh. Okay, they think Dan Cole was actually, wait, so he's tried to go for foul play and ended up getting himself knocked on the noggin. French woman just scored in the bronze final. There's Nov Mum, so be sure to keep us updated. I'm curious to find out who wins that one because Australia, I thought, should have been in the final, but they just struggled big time, unfortunately. I have this day planned for like the last few weeks. I've just got to get a few more games so I don't get bored to heck, says Amelia K. See, I'm weird when it comes to Xbox games. Like, I'll play the same game for like 5 months straight. Dan Coles might end up with a yellow card here. That would not be good for them. But yeah, I ended up playing the same game over and over and over and over. And then I end up bored of it. So then I switch to another game. But then I'll play it over and over and over. So yeah, I'm a weird person. You guys know that though. I feel like these late night live streams are kind of fun because you guys get to see a yellow card for Coles, but you also get to see a slightly less PG Hamish, which isn't really that non-PG, but you get to see that I'm not so innocent. You know, I'm a bad boy. Cheers to that. You guys obviously know that I don't know. I don't think I can act bad. Like, as soon as I wear my hat backwards, I feel like I'm breaking the law. Now it's going to be kicked into the corner by George Ford. 5 meters out, another chance here. He's playing better at the moment. I'd say Sale Sharks attacking-wise, but defensively, we've seen pretty good work from the Leicester Tigers. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 since its release. Still not bought it. That's a great game. Me and George, we used to film videos for the gaming channel on that game. And there's just so much you can do. Also, 9-1, please. We are allergic, says Carmen. This is just water. This is just the smooth old H2O. That was close to being over the line there. Oh, big bump off, but he was in touch. He's claiming the try. Luke Pearce says otherwise. And the prayer is frustrated there. Looks like there's almost going to be a little bit more push and shove. And also, Halo was the only Xbox game I got on with, says Fleshin. And I was aware they're 7-all now, says non-mum. As well, so close game. There's a 50-50 shot. I stream the Rebels game next week. The guy at the end of Red Dead 2. I haven't, believe it or not, I've played a lot of Red Dead, never played the actual story mode, which is why I think, yeah, his foot was in touch. Great work from Luke Pearce there to spot it. That's why I feel like I need a channel that I have, that I just play games flat out. Like, let's play live streams of me playing a random game and just playing it for a few hours. Because at least that way I feel like I'm learning and you guys will know stuff that I don't know. So it'll be quite fun. Same with the Assassin's Creed games. I love to do it with that. And halftime 12-7 to Oz and still not completed the main story. Only been around 6 years playing. Solid. That's the thing that you want with like a big campaign. You don't want a game that you can complete. Like, it annoys me. Not like nothing against these people. But the ones who buy a game, complete it in like 12 hours, and then they're like, oh, the game's too short. Make another game. And it's like, nah, just don't speed run the thing. Just wait. You know, just take your time, take in the surroundings. Play with your horse in a non-sexual way. You know? Red Dead Redemption, you mean Grand Theft Horse, says Scrumless. I still prefer single player. I'm currently trying to decide if I should buy a Switch or not, says Kerr. Oh, do you think you get a little handheld Switch one, or do you think you get the one with the side ones that come off that you can put into a TV, Kerr? Does your wife like Nintendo switching or like gaming? Ben Young's head flies into the prayer, so I think this is going to be another yellow card. Possibly a penalty try. Zelda was great. And our Sevens claimed the title yet, Hemi? Not quite. Coming a little bit later on. Looks like Ben Youngs might have almost knocked himself unconscious in the process of that one. Bet GTA in a few days. And Infamous Second Son within 24 hours. My all-time favorite series is tied between Infamous and Assassin's Creed. I used to love the Army of Two games. I don't know whether you guys have ever played them. They're probably not even that great of a game, but I remember, like, I think the reason I like them so much is because me and Isaac sat down and like played it like day after day during a school holidays, and we just keep on playing it. And I feel like they were a lot of fun times. This is like throwback Kiwi Lad stuff, which my old hard drive has. The only video I have of that, though, is that trick shot. I get it for travel, really, says Kerr. So, yeah, I guess being able to play a game on the go, it's kind of like the old school PSP, isn't it? Mine is Assassin's Creed, no question. Which one, Sebastian, out of all the Assassin's Creed games? Like the original one? Or another one? Also, we have got Sam, brother. It rained here last night, and I brought the winter back with it. So cold this morning, says Grumlass. It's Assassin's Creed Unity. His favorite Assassin's Creed game. Okay. See, I'm still yet to play more than half a minute of an Assassin's Creed game. I remember playing it when I was a lot younger, back on Xbox 360, and I had to jump from a roof to another roof, and my brain couldn't comprehend how he was doing such a thing. And then from there, I had never played it again. And I don't think it was because I was like, oh, this sucks. It was just more I was like, I don't think I'm good enough at this game. So I kind of gave up, even though I only played for like 5 minutes. Which is weird because now I think if I played it, I would just keep on playing it. Similar to streaming, just keep going. What's the Assassin's Creed game that's set in the golden age of piracy times? Is that Black Flag? Maybe? Also, you should live stream Assassin's Creed. I would absolutely love to. I have to get it going, possibly. I'm getting Assassin's Creed Black Flag this week. I can't wait, says Amelia K. Also, Watchdog, says Karma Pitch. Be a nice run forward. Syndicate is my favorite. Love London. Also, Black Flag. It's close second. Whoops. was a close slip, wasn't it? Minutia is not my guilty pleasure. Or was not my guilty pleasure. Minutia. Heard of that one. It's crazy weather, sis. Says a Nate and Black Flag. Yes, you beauties, thank you. Says Grumlass. And hi all. There's a new Creed game coming out later this year. They have so many, don't they? They just keep on going. And Black Flag has boaties for booty, says Kerr. See, the only game that I've played that involved like pirates and whatnot is Sea of Thieves. And me and Isaac actually played quite a bit of that. Me and Isaac have played a few games in the past. We need to start a gaming with Isaac like day during the week, one evening. He's a busy man with his band and his work, but yeah, we should try and organize 1 week a day. Hang on, we need an Uno reverse card in there. 1 day a week or 1 day every fortnight that we do like a live stream in the evening with Isaac. That's something I'm going to try and get going. So I guess the question would be, if me and Isaac were to do such a thing, and George, we have to get George in there as well if he is free, what game would you want to see us play? We kick downfield. Score's actually still 7 points to 6. We haven't seen too many tries scored in the last little while. Only a minute till we get to halftime. Prince of Persia was fun. Says Flesh, and also 4 minutes ago with the Aussies up 19 points to 7. Grand Theft Auto. Says Karma Pitch. I've already pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Mirage. I was like, F it. Just give it here, says Sebastian. I know Tuelangi, I think he might have got in trouble. Something a bit earlier on. Now it's going to be thrown in, slapped away to the right-hand side. Now rather than Ma, turn the W upside down. It reminds me of that SpongeBob episode with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. It's weird how you remember certain things. I remember I had a SpongeBob comic book that had that episode where Kevin was getting stung by the mega jellyfish. With games, I usually wait until there is a walkthrough for it on YouTube in case my dumbass doesn't know what to do in some missions, and they act like a guide for me so I don't get gamers rage. Says Amelia, that one will be kicked into touchdown at halftime. It is 7 points to 6. Ladies and gentlemen, where the hell is a remake of Prince of Persia coming out? Just vanished. Supposed to have been out the last year or so. There's another game that's had about 4 delays, isn't there? Gaming-wise. We're going to also look up Xbox games coming soon. This is a gaming stream. Telling you, Cricket 24. What? When's Cricket 24 coming out? AEW Fight Forever, another one that's coming out soon, apparently. Peaky Blinders is very cheap at the moment. Is that a good game? $19. Releases June 30th. I've got to check the watch, but I don't have one. Wow. I didn't even realize Cricket 24 was close, let alone like a month and a half away. Wow. AEW's game, not yet confirmed because I think they were having quite a few changes in dates and whatnot. Where else can I find? Games coming soon for Microsoft, I assume. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I actually got that game for my mum because that is one of those games that way back in the day, she used to play a lot of SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie, on PS2. And, like, she absolutely loved it. So I got her Battle for Bikini Bottom since it was the remastered of that other one. And do what you want because pirate is free. You are a pirate, says Scrumless. Nice. Couple of hot cuppa does it. Chocolate on the side. I need to finish R2-D2 first. Oh, sorry. Red Dead Redemption 2 first. I think I'm around 90% complete after 6 years, so should be okay for a start of 2024 for a new game. Yeah, as long as it's a good one, it will carry you through to 2030 or so. They release a new cricket game around the time of the Ashes, says Sebastian. Dude, is that when the last I swear the last game came out like 2 weeks ago. Microsoft asked, can I help you? And there's a lady who's looking at me. So no, thank you. I'm okay for now. Something called Lego 2K Drive. Awesome editions coming out soon. Whatever that is. 2K Drive. I haven't heard much about that one. There's a Star Trek game coming out. The Lord of the Rings Gollum is coming out. Anyone heard anything about that? Food truck tycoon plus guns. Okay. Pirate pinball's coming out. Anyone who loves a bit of pirate stuff. Street Fighter 6, Super Mega Baseball 4, Formula 1. Geez, there's a lot of games coming soon. Endless Dungeon. That sounds like one that someone would grind on for a long time. Cricket 22 came out before the Ashes in Australia. Now they released this one ahead of this year's Ashes. I remember when they had to change something, didn't they? Because didn't they have Tim Payne or something? And then Tim Payne, because he took a picture of his wee wee, they ended up having to change it. My favorite Lego game is Lego City Undercover. I remember we were beating the story mode on the DS when I was younger, and Oz will get the bronze. Okay, so now just around the corner from the women's matchup taking place. That one will be kicking off at 2:26. So we will end up jumping over to that live stream at that stage of this one. So we've got a slightly shorter one. Who played the better half? It seems like Sale had a lot of possession. They did end up hanging on to that ball a lot. I think it was that Leicester defence, though, that just didn't allow Sale through as many times as they should have had. Like, there was a yellow card as well. There was close to a penalty try, but they just only got over the line once, whereas Leicester haven't really had much attack inside of the half, unfortunately, of Sale. And Gollum is based around the time between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies, I think, says Richard. And I played Lord of the Rings with my ex-wife. I played Frodo. I destroyed her ring. She didn't enjoy the game. Had to be done, I guess. I mean, I didn't have a ring in my scenario, so that's probably a good thing in a way. Mainly because now, in about 3 months' time, she is going to have herself a child. I should mention not my child. It is with the fella from that night at the Halloween party. They're just showing golf at the moment. That was a decent shot. Hopefully, my dad does a few of those in Fiji. Himself a good score. And yeah, they had to replace Payne, the porn star, and replace him with Cummins with the name of a porn star, says Sebastian. Pat Cummins is a name that, I mean, I'm sure his wife has fun with it. You know, and just don't go near my brother when he's playing Fall Guys. He's just as bad as me when I did the Save It assassination, Assassin's Creed Unity. I think we've talked about this before, but does anyone like the Hitman games? Hitman 1, 2, 3, and also maybe the ones beforehand. Does anyone enjoy those games, or do you guys not like those games? Let me know. For some reason, I quite like them. I think it's because of the fact that it's kind of more free roam. So, like, you can assassinate who you're supposed to, of course, but I just end up like kind of chilling with the homies at like a board meeting. Getting hungry now. Kind of Google room service menu. I like food. I got a bloody cheesecake thawing out in the fridge. It's going to be the tastiest. I think that's going to be after the men's final of the sevens, eggs in a basket. Oh, we were going to do hippo facts, weren't we? In honor of Kerr. That sounds bad. In honor of Kerr's sponsored hippo pictures, rather than just Kerr. And seeing as it is having a mascot, hippopotamus facts. Here we go. What can we find out? They like to sit on gaming chairs. We've learnt that much. That's a big family of hippos. A hippo lives for 40 to 50 years. Quite a long time. A hippo individually weighs 800 to 1,600 kgs when fully grown. So that is, in some regards, almost double a Ford pack in a game of rugby, or about one and a half of, no, more than one and a half, depending on how much it is. So that's a lot. Google the menu and give me your suggestion. So time to Google room service menu. Room service menu. Just the first image, Kerr, or have you got a certain image you're looking at? Have you got a picture of the menu? You could send it on Discord and I could put it up on the stream if you like. And everyone can help you suggest. Love Hitman as well. The replayability. The missions is what makes the series great. Yeah, I enjoy it. I've spent hours and hours not even completing what I'm supposed to. I just kind of chill out. Top speed is 40 kilometers an hour. That's a scary thing. But the predators, the ones that they don't like, are crocodiles, lions, hyenas for the baby hippos. But then the Adults don't have predators. Royal Caribbean room service menu. Royal Caribbean room service menu. Cruising with kids. Is that the right one? Probably not. Maybe this one. I'm not sure if I got the right one here. I think I've got a children's menu. Oh, this is getting better. Wow, they've got a big menu. Hang on. Picture's gone kind of clear. That's not very clear. I might have the right one. Maybe. I've downloaded a picture. Let's see whether or not it works. This is going to make me really want food. All I have is that cheesecake. Right, here's the menu, ladies and gents. It's quite blurry. I feel like if it's blurry for me, it's even more blurry for you. I assume that this is relatively the same. What? Service fee is $7.98 or 95. That's quite the... Absolutely, I'd agree with that. Now the men's final. And no, but they look so similar. I love a movement in there as well. And could movements be honorary hippos? Right. Wait, are you on breakfast at the moment, Kurt? You won't be. It's afternoon for you, isn't it? So the room service menu is what we're looking at. Oh, the royal burger kind of sounding banging, Kurt. Hot dog your way, okay. Do you like chicken or beef better? Crispy bacon, aged cheddar, caramelized. That is what I would get. I would get the royal burger if it was me personally, because that thing looks pretty tasty. How much do they not have prices on their menu though? How much would a royal burger sting you for, Kerr? Out of curiosity. Group of hippos are called a bloat. There you go. I did not know that. You have better hippo facts than me. They are herbivore. They eat grass and fruit, or if you know rugby itch, you know that they ate the other fella's arm. Hippos can be found in lakes, rivers. Imagine just seeing a hippo when you're like just chilling. You know, you're going down the lake with the boys, and then there's just this massive hippo. I once, when we went down to where we went fishing, I actually saw free. Oh yeah, I forgot that you work on the cruise ship. I got. Do you still have to pay the $7.95 service fee though? Or do they let you away with that one too? Then well, hang on. If it's free, we better have another look. That's the main menu. What you got in entrees? Chicken noodles, chicken tenders. I would get the chicken tenders and then follow it up with a royal burger, Kerr. If it was me, that's like that would be terrific. Hippos get sunburn. It's weird, isn't they? 'Cause they kind of have that weird skin grease that comes out that's supposed to be like a sun protector, but they still get burnt. Canada just scored. Says, no, mum, and room service, please, Mr. Kerr. I'll have everything on the menu, please, Kelda. Says Nate. Maybe I should just take my mum out for tea tomorrow night rather than lunch. Let her finish work and then take her somewhere for dinner. Get her a bloody, what was it called? A royal burger. I had chicken tenders and pizza last night. Right, so don't get the chicken tenders. Do you like the sound of the burger, though? Is that's something that floats your boat? Cheese fries, French fries, fried chicken wings. Wow. This just makes me want to go on a cruise now, Kerr. Plain bagel, sort of jam. Oh, do they have wait, no, it's the afternoon. Never mind. I was about to say, do they have pancakes? But yeah, I would say some fries would go all right. But you get prime Wagyu. Do you get chips with the burger? Because if you don't, get some chips with that burger. Hippos throw shit to mark their territory. Wow. How do they pick it up? Or is it just because I know that when a hippo like does it out the back end, it like flicks its tail. So is that what it's doing? Get burger tonight, probably a pizza too for good measure. Sounds all right, doesn't it? My brother is making me a Gryffindor in my first playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. Once I finish that, then I'll be other Davra. Some of these NPC. Are you going to do a series on your channel as well, Amelia? Score 5-0. At the moment, says Novmum and up to Sharks. You get fries with the burger. I think that's the way to go. Can you please wait? No, that would just make me hungry. But I should be at that stage. I should have eaten something. Can you take a picture of your burger, please? It sounds weird to say, doesn't it? But I like looking at fancy burgers, and I like looking at fancy burgers that don't have stuff I don't like in them. Because like I'm real fussy. Like I don't really like tomato. I don't like mayonnaise. But when I see a burger that's like thick and big that doesn't have those things in it, I get excited. Not in that way though. And the French just scored, says Nodmum. Most likely it depends on whether I can get remote play to work, but I may make a second channel for the sole purpose of video games and other stuff, says Amelia K. So it might not be a bad idea in that regard. Highlight of the first half. I would say highlight of the first half. I like the try out wide that Sale Sharks were able to get. There's been a couple decent line breaks as well, but overall it's been a pretty even half of rugby. Like no one's really cemented themselves as this is the side that's going to make it through to the final up against Saracens. French in and back. There's Blues Nate. Well, the French, they're always a tough side, aren't they? I think that New Zealand probably got quite lucky to beat them in the semi-final because they were under a lot of pressure throughout that contest. So what do the pizzas look like on the menu? I'm going to have a look at another one. Wait up, I got to find the right menu. Sandwiches. Hot dog your way is confusing. All beef, island hot dog with your choice. Ah, okay, so you get to add things. What is sauerkraut? I know it's like a vegetable or a fruit, is it? No, it's not a fruit. I take that back. What is sauerkraut? Is it known as something else here in New Zealand, maybe? Almost half time, still anyone's game. Rate both teams' performance so far. I give Sales defense been pretty solid, but they have given away a lot of penalties. So I'd probably give them maybe about a 6. And then Leicester, you'd probably have to say maybe about that, maybe 5 so far. They haven't quite found their feet. They've defended well, though, so maybe it goes up to a 6 and maybe Sale was 7. The next month or two, both Argos and GameStop are both leaving Ireland. It's a bad day if you're a gamer in Ireland. Isn't it made it with cabbage? Says Novmum, maybe. Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut. Is it nice? Maybe. Yeah, it's just like cabbage and like other things mashed into a thing. I think it's got vinegar in it. Essentially, it's cabbage finely sliced up. It's good. And evening Hamish just logged on. Sauerkraut is fermented cabbage. German dish. What's your score prediction, lad? Is that sauerkraut with just some wieners in it? It is. We're going to save that picture and we're going to put it up on the screen. Anyone who is wondering, this live stream is a little bit more chilled out. That's the wrong picture. A little bit more chilled out than our normal streams. They actually forgot to start the second half as well on New Zealand TV. We missed the first like 40 seconds or so. This is the picture that I found on Google. Hello. Look at the size of those wieners. But it's it looks all right. Like it doesn't look like the worst thing. It kind of looks like they've tried to make cabbage into onions. You know? And it's effing rotten, says Kurt. And also, I think it's something you either like or you don't. And my eggs, they aren't cooking fast enough. And I'm not a fan of sauerkraut. What's your score prediction? So I mean, Sharks leading by 2 tries. I think Leicester still have a decent crack here, to be honest. I think they might be able to come from behind, maybe. Have a decent crack. And puke, says Max Power there. It's a little bit like Brussels sprouts, isn't it? You either love them or you hate them. Could eat sauerkraut all day and basically never stop. There's Scrumless. Okay, so you'd assume you like them. And in that case, Hamish tries. How do you make sauerkraut? Is that something that you can like make easy? Someone basically went cabbage is really bad. But we can make it even worse. Probably born out of a similar situation to the live stream chat. Says Kerr. Mm. It's like when we do like a daytime live stream and we're all sensible, and then we're like, hang on, late night stream on sleep deprivation, winning combo. People either love it or they hate it. I think a few of you guys like it a little bit. I ate a lolly on it yesterday. That's close. Oh, Novus. That might be into touch. And it's actually ended up with Roebuck here. I don't know why I turned my head. That wasn't going to help me see. No, go back to the biltong in the bath, please. Says Kerr. Biltong's another one I have to try, isn't it? What did you say earlier on, Kerr, about a bath time biltong sponsored Katie message or something? Something along those lines of biltong in the bath. Oh no, you said about the semi. But we weren't talking about the semi-final. But I'm Irish and German, so not liking cabbage, get me drummed out of my own ancestral line and goes great with pig's knuckle. How do you get a knuckle of a pig? And what do you do with it? Surely that's just hard as shit, Like it's just a rock. Like my knuckles ain't soft, and I don't use them much. So surely you get like this part near the knuckle, do you? Or is it the foot knuckle? Do feet have knuckles? Like you have toes, but is it the part that joins the toes? Could add tomato sauce to that dish. New Zealand play Argentina yet, Hammy? Not quite. Coming up relatively soon. I've just realised we're actually 14 minutes off the women's sevens live stream, which we were going to be transferring over to, which seems like a shame. We're having quite the ball at the moment. I feel like this chat is going to continue after the New Zealand sevens live stream. If you guys come on over, bill time, bath time, we'll never die. Bath time, bill time, eh? Yesterday, there were cow's foot stew on offer in the crew dining area. Needless to say, I don't eat there, but WTF, cow's foot stew. You know what a cow's foot is? It's a hoof. It's bloody rock solid. How do you eat that? People are weird, I have to say. Like, it's probably a delicacy somewhere, so not offending those people. But like, if it's hard as a rock, it's a rock. Don't eat it. You know. I hope it doesn't. I have a new idea in heaven, or of heaven, my mind since you said that. Says Kerr and Casper, or sorry, Jasper in the corner. No try. Going to be kicked high now. Ice Sale Sharks coming down nicely. Freddie Stewart. To be honest, this live stream could have been called Just Chatting. We haven't mentioned the game that much, but that's all right. Luckily, we've got a scoreboard. And one bit of a cow you wouldn't eat is the effing foot. Exactly right. Oh, sure. Okay. Here we go. Here's a fun question for you. Normally, I'm the one who gets this kind of question. This is for your question about the sitting on a cake or a dick one. Okay. You either have to eat the cow's foot or the cow's wee wee. Which one you choosing? Both boiled, so that one of them, will turn out a little bit softer, depending on how happy the cow was when it was deceased. That's your question. I look forward to your answer. French just scored 14 points to 5. There's no mum. Nicely taken, but a big shot there. And Canada hit right back. Feel like most of your streams are just chatting anyway, Hamish. They're bloody awesome. There's Amelia there. So I'll get the penalty. Yeah, that's the thing. It's always like the commentary is a part of this, but then I always say it, like I do these live streams because I get to hang out with you guys dick all day. Says Kerr. You heard it here. No, I won't do that to you. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm on the same boat. Sorry, I need to stop accidentally making boat puns and then getting happy about making boat puns. And it's a bloody foot, mate. Yeah. What about don't they eat the calf or like the shin of a cow or something? You have like a shin or like what's it called? There's a part above it. That's a bad action. The part above that they call it, the calf, or not the calf, but like there's the part above the hoof. That's like you need to stop doing that. They're like a thin part, and it's like it's not the ankle, it's above the ankle. It's like a little piece of a cow. Does anyone know the name of that? Did that make any sense? There's like a name for it, I think. That's going to be a kick at the post from Sale, and it's good. They will now take the lead more, 10 points to 6 and 12, 14 in favour of France. There's no mum there. So we've got to keep an eye on that game because the next one that comes after, Hawk, that's the one. Or hog or hawk? The hawk of the cow. Or is it a ham hock? Is it normally of a pig? Some people have a foot fetish. Wonder if that would please them or enrage them. You're thinking maybe it's a wasted foot. Well, that's also slightly bestiality, isn't it? When you think about it, if they're keen on the old calf and cow's foot, heifer's the right word, isn't it? I like the fact that on my other screen I've still got that picture of the sauerkraut and just a whole heap of wieners. Fun fact: there are 8 wieners in that picture. French now score 19 points to 12. Kick to come. There's no mum. Nice attack and run there by Freddie Stewart. Damn. His name. The best part is the fact that because this live stream is not going to be the full length match, people who will be like, why is it so short? Will go to the end and then they'll just hear us be like, bestiality. Not ideal. After the right hand side now, nice step again. Off of doing well. Ossobuco. Is that something I should Google or not? I'm scared because if that's not a food. Oh, no, food. We're good. What is that? Is that the bone? Is that like bone that they put in that? Oh, no, veal shanks. Okay, it just looked like bone because there is bone in it, but there's meat around it that stays attached. I can see in the picture now that it's not just like bones. Coke on sale? Well, come on sale. Here's Oscar there. I was going to say, if Coke was on sale, Ali Williams would be the first man to ask. 10 points to 6 at the moment here. The Sale Sharks, just that little bit of a lead. We have got approximately 8 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, until we do pop over to our next live stream. It's going to be funny because it will be a sevens one, so I don't know if it will be slightly more serious or whether or not we'll probably still be in the same hyper mood, which I don't understand how I've got this energy. I slept for hardly any hours, but I think it's just fun, isn't it? We're talking about random topics that when you think about them, it's fun. You know, like I wouldn't have thought about sauerkraut before this live stream. Or the other thing, which I've forgotten the name of. The what's it called? Nah, brain gone blank now. The hock, that's the one. The hock between the knee and the fetlock. Fetlock? That'd be a sick last name for a rugby player, fetlock. Knock on by blue first. The advantage is going to be there for the Leicester Tigers. Now back across. Getting close. Kelly getting driven backwards. Oh, that's a loose ball. And then we'll be going back for the original penalty now. A knock on there and a knock on there and a knock on here, there, everywhere. This is Wayne Barnes. A lot of knock-ons. Why don't we all go like that, like that. So we can quickly get the women's lineup up. Make sure we know what's going on. Australia actually won that game quite a bit in their favour in the end, didn't they? Here we go. All good. Handling here a 7 so far from the Sale Sharks compared to the 1 of the Leicester Tigers. So they were getting it slightly wrong in that case. And also, word of the day is fettle. I think you need to squeeze into the commentary somewhere. Could I have it in a sentence? Yeah. I feel like that would be a fun task. Every time I squeeze in the word fettle, everyone will get confused. You know what we should do? We should have it that every time I somehow squeeze fettle into the commentary, you should donate £1 saying fettle, and I'll pop it up on the screen during the sevens. And then I'll take it back down. And then if I use it again, then another £1 pops up. And I think we could make people very confused. Definitely because we're going to have a lot of viewers who weren't watching this one, mainly because there's 14 on this stream. They are all the regulars, so they will be with the inside joke. I'm going to have to look up the meaning of fettle, though. What does fettle mean? It's going to be something that I can't find any way of squeezing in. Condition. Wait. Margaret was in fine fettle. Fettle, trim or clean the rough edges of a metal casting or a piece of pottery. How do you squeeze that into commentary? A state or condition of health or fitness, wholesome spirit or form, often used in a phrase, a fine fettle. Greeting, what fettle? How are you? What's new? So they're in fine. Okay. See what we can do. At least the Tigers spinning around. Maybe everyone in the chat should just spam fettle when we say it, when we find the opportunity to squeeze it in. Now 26 points to 12. The French men get the bronze, the bronze, I should say, over the Canadians, which does mean the national anthems will be just around the corner for the women's matchup between Australia and, New Zealand and the USA. Yeah, I believe we will end up continuing our conversations from this live stream straight after the men's final when it does take place. So that one will be finishing at about 4:20. But yeah, be sure to tune in for those next two live streams, ladies and gentlemen. We will be talking all things rugby sevens. They fly by, those games. And then we will be straight back into the action. In fact, we'll actually get a little bit of time to talk after the women's game because there'll be about a 10-minute break before they get into the men's match with the national anthems and preparation, etc. Our ball is going to be fed in again now. I see taking it back, rolling ball, fettling their way to the line. I guess it would make sense. I'll find a way. I feel like once it starts rolling off the tongue, she'll be good to go. Hamish, says Carl. Hello, Carl. How are you? This is slightly bad timing, Carl, because we are about to go over to the next live stream. So if we do stop randomly, it's not because you joined. I want you to know that. I hope you are doing very well, mate. We've been enjoying this one. We've had an absolute fiddle of a time. We have. Means we've scraped down the sides, doesn't it? Is that what it said about the pottery? Now, good low tackle, mate. We're up to 8 phases. We'll see this last attack of the Leicester Tigers. Then we will be popping over to that next live stream. Ready to go for the women's game. Crowd chanting Fettle or Leicester. Damn, it's just Carl. Advantage offside against Sale. 53 minutes through at the moment, I should say. Now off to the side. What a blooming hit going on with the Fiji men. It is the try out wide, the magician, the wizard, Harry Potter scores the try. The woman just walking out now. Oh, okay, so they're actually a little bit behind because they've still got national anthems, don't they? If I'm not wrong. Brilliant work from Harry Potter, getting his 14th try in the Premiership. I don't think they're chanting Leicester. They're chanting something else similar to Leicester, but they are certainly enjoying that one. Just walk down passenger corridor. Every door, do not disturb. People are sticky or sicky. Every door on do not disturb in the afternoon. They got pineapples on the door. Harry Potter says just Carl and 15 points to Gryffindor. Yeah, brilliant finish out wide. Slithered in past the try line. Didn't even really build up a Hufflepuff at all. He was still feeling pretty good by the time he went over. There's another one. There's another house. Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Slytherin. The other one. The other one that I can't think of. I was making puns. What's the last house? Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Gryffindor, the other one. Ravenclaw, that's the one. But yeah, nonetheless, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to pop over to our next live stream. It is going to be the match between the Australians, I almost said again, but New Zealand versus USA in the sevens. We'll see you all in a very short moment. We will continue this discussion that we have been having on this live stream. This has been a lot of fun, I have to say. Like, even though there was a game of rugby on and we were slightly commentating for it overall, I feel like this was a nice live stream to do, and maybe we need to do these more often, how we just all have a bit more of a catch-up. A fun piece of trivia, Schnut, as a Sale, or in the Snail team, is an ex-student of mine. Wow. I think I've mispronounced his name, unfortunately, and coached him when he was a under-7 mini rugby player. Awesome. Now he's a big grown lad out there in the big wide world. But yeah, nonetheless, I will transfer over to the next live stream. This live stream hopefully will give you the link to go straight over. I will see you all in a very short moment.